have no clue what happened. My phone was just like, it was working just fine. I don't know what the issue was. I ended up just turning my phone off and then turning it back on, just trying to see if it was going to work, because for some reason it just, I don't know why it did that, but it did. But anyway, we don't need this fast food anyway. But the reality is we're gonna eat it. At least sometimes. China Moss Farm, how you doing? Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I don't know what happened to my phone. I was sitting here and all of a sudden it would turn off, come back on, turn off, come back on. I'm just not sure what that was all about. I don't know if it was just the YouTube app, which is what it had to be, because the rest of my phone was working, but the app was just like, it kept resetting or something like that. How you doing, James Franklin? Yeah, just keep it in moderation. You know, most of the time we on the grill, and so I know it don't seem like it, but but most of the time we cook from home. You know, we're on the grill, or either we're just eating some tuna. Hi, Midnight Green, how you doing? And James Franklin, how you doing? So I think it was one that said something about the little bitty burgers. I can't think of the name of it. Crystal. The Crystal burgers. Those were some good little burgers. Like, you just had to make sure that you went to the right location that was like busy. And so when you got the right, oh, that was you, GT Junior. And so when you got the right location, and they had, like, they always had a line and kept it moving, that's how you knew you were gonna get some good food. And we kind of use that same thing now. The places that always have lines, like, we'll be riding around because we're like, I don't want none of this stuff, but I'm hungry, I just want to eat something. Where you want to go? I'm like, just take me to the food truck. If I can get me a food truck. Slow Living Jane, hello, how you doing? There's a new baby in the world. Congratulations, a brand new human being. Hope your daughter is doing well. Yes, everybody is well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, those used to be, them little Crystal burgers used to be banging. Especially when you could get them good. And their fries were like, you know, I was very minimalist when it came to fries. Like, just put some salt on it. Hey, Veggie Farm. That's a whole new perspective. Lord, I ain't got no glasses. I thought that was Veggie Farm. How you doing, Miss Crystal? Whole new perspective. Good to see you. I'm doing good. Just left the homestead so that I could get something to eat. And I was gonna stop at there's like a little store in the area, and they sell hot food. But today's Wednesday, and I say they sell the dog food on Wednesday, because it's supposed to be like beef tips and gravy. I swear it's Alpo. I swear it. I swear. I swear. There's something about the texture of it There's something about the way it looks, like it's too perfectly cut. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like too perfect. Like the cuts of the meat are just way too perfect. It's like it's been down an assembly line or something. And then it doesn't taste like, it's not no beef. It kind of have a little flavor of beef, but I'm like, this is Alpo. Like, for real, for real. I swear. I swear. Wednesday be the dog food day, so I don't even go over there. Now they do have, like, on a certain day of the week, they'll have oxtails, and that's like my day. So if I wanted something, then yeah, it's the dog food day. But and I'm just like, y'all can't, there ain't nothing they can tell me about, like, that's not no beef tips. They're just too perfectly cut. And I was like, the first time I tried that, I was like, I looked at it and I was like, how do you know what apple tastes like, Gigi? That's what I freaking imagine that it tastes like. We be thinking that we know what we be eating, but we really don't. We really don't. I think the same, like, okay, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I think that those the vegan burgers be. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I think. But I think that they started out looking more like you. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Yep. I'd imagine. If I had to imagine what dog food tastes like, that's what I'd imagine it tastes like. And then if you ever had a dog and you smelled the Alpo, yep. Hey, Auntie Shirley, how you doing? Yes, I stopped eating vegan burgers. I'm like, listen, if you want to be vegan, like, just be off the earth, period. Because all that processed stuff, it ain't no better than what we eat right now. It's just not. When I was eating strictly vegan some years back, I just ate all plant-based stuff because I was like, it's gonna defeat the purpose of me calling myself vegan if I'm still eating that processed nonsense. So I was like, shoot. And I stuck with it for a while, and then I was like, okay, enough. Enough of that. There was a restaurant using cat meat in their food. They said they only ate cat, but did not feed it to customers. Yeah, right. That stuff that you can't quite put your finger on, but it'd be really good. It'd be alternative meat. Yes, that was here in my town too. Hold on, perspective. So I'm like, if directly out of your garden and you grew it, don't be judging nobody else, because you don't know what you eat either. Hey, sis. Oh, we just hanging out. No topic in particular. We just been talking about food and the horrors of fast food while I sit here and eat fast food. Now we're talking about the horrors of processed vegan food. Basically, ain't no one better than the other if it's processed. So, yes, Lord, jarred up 2023. I cannot can in this RV though. I can't, because I can touch the ceiling in there. So if I can in there, I'm gonna steam that ceiling down. So I'm not willing to do that. I just might try water bathing outside, and then see how that works out. But we shall see. Oh, somebody said something about vanilla extract. What about vanilla extract? Talking about where it come from? I too heard the two legs was in vegan meat. Hence why you see me making my own meat. Yep. Better get you some of them walnuts and make you some plant-based meat. Because otherwise, you don't know. Eco just going to have to build an outdoor kitchen. Yep. Eventually we'll get there. Gotta get a house first. We'll get there at some point. And I don't mind cooking outdoors. It's just I'm not fixing to try to be fighting with no temperatures on no pressure canner outdoors. That I'm not gonna do. For sure I'm not gonna do that. But with, you know, when I can regulate my heat and all that type of stuff, then yeah, I'll do it. But it's just not worth the amount of propane or running the generator. It ain't worth it. Try open kettle canning and let us know how it goes. I've never even heard of that, but I'll look it up and see. Yeah, I've never even heard of open kettle canning. But if it's about like meat and all that stuff, probably not. I just don't play around when it comes to meat and canning. Urban Garden Chronicles, hello, how you doing, sis? When I want a burger, I make a brown lentil or navy bean burger seasoned with fennel and sage for a sausage flavor. See that? That's what I'm talking about. That right there. If you want to be vegan, that's how you can do it. Just have to know like different, like what different herbs. That's why I like to grow a lot of variety of things too, because it's like putting different flavors together. It'll give you exactly what you be looking for. And then I have a friend who knows how to put like different spices, herbs and spices together to make all kinds of flavors, and I be in heaven. So ATR, hello, how are you doing? Gigi, do you find your black Moran hens good layers? I'm placing my order for next spring. Yeah, well, this is my first time ever having hens or chickens even, and I don't know like what would be considered good, but we get every day, we get at least one egg per chicken per day. And some of them might get a little extra fancy, and try to do two in a day. But on average, for our chickens, we get one per hen per day, and we have 3 hens. So I bought those chickens because I was doing some research on them, and I was like, I need some that are like on the more docile side. But I must have got the crazy batch, because I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my chickens. I don't know what's wrong with them. Even at this time of the year, they stopped when it first got cold. They stopped laying, and then Ego started to do some research to find out how we could keep them laying even through the winter time. Even if they didn't lay every single day, he was just doing research to find out how we could keep them like consistently laying eggs. And so he discovered that giving them more protein, like in the winter time, make sure that they eat good. Make sure that they eat good. When it got down to 17 here, yes, he used a light that night when it got down to like 17. And then the next night, and I told him, I was like, when I did the research, they were saying that the chickens could handle like below freezing temperatures pretty well, like really low temperatures. And it also said that they could handle the higher temperatures. So I was like, okay, that would be like the perfect balance for us. Plus, this is supposed to be like one of the most docile breeds of chicken. And on top of that, it was supposed to be like the roosters were supposed to be a lot more chill. I don't know what's wrong with my chickens. Because I don't feel like, the only thing I feel like is true is that they can handle the heat and they can handle the cold. The rest of that personality stuff, it's all out the window. All of that, none of that turned out to be. Oh, and it also said that those hens would broody really easily. Y'all gonna see on my next video. Hopefully it'll finish downloading at some point today, right? Green grass grows, no, because I be in her inbox all the time about these doggone chickens. And she is the one that like talked me off the ledge. That's my girl. She talks me off the ledge all the time with my chickens. So they do nothing that they're supposed to do. Behaved one day in their life? Never. No, never behaves. They from Compton. Now here's the crazy part about that. Hey, Sunday Backyard Farmer, how you doing? The crazy part about that is that there's one hen that would try to fight Eco Neighbor. I don't know what she had against him, but she always wanted to try to peck his foot. There was one of them who would fight him. There was one of them who would fight my daughter. Now, these are supposed to be just, some nice hens, right? No. The rooster's gangster. The rooster, he always, like, I don't even go into the coop anymore because, matter of fact, I need to stop and get me a net so that me and him can have a come to Jesus meeting. So no, Nikki, none, zero good behavior reports on them. How you doing, sis? Zero good behavior reports on them. No green stars for them. No silver stars. No gold stars. None. No, they just on red. They on red. And so I was like, well, I don't know. I thought that I was buying a certain thing, and then I just feel like I've just been duped. And so when a couple of them, like one would fight my daughter, always try to peck her foot, and then another one would fight Eco Neighbor. She's the littlest one in there. She always wants to challenge Eco Neighbor. I guess because she's at the bottom of the pack inside of the pen, so she wants to try to bully him when he comes in there. She does not bother me like that. They would actually take food from me from like a cup or a little cup or something like that. Sometimes, they'll just try to peck your hand just because they can. They'll try to peck your hand or whatever. But I see all these people who are just hand feeding and, they ain't wearing no gloves. Like, they chickens are so nice. And I'm like, I'm supposed to have the nice chickens. But for some reason, my chickens are just, they a little gangster. I don't know what's wrong with them. Your weekend gardener, hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Gigi Naturals, off topic, but do you like the truck better than the SUV? Most women like to seat higher up. That's a really good question. I love the truck. I love driving the truck. But I think the difference is, for me, like, I thought before we got a truck, like, I wanted one of the big country, with big wheels and all of that stuff. One of them that you have to get a running start to kind of jump up in. Yeah, nah. I don't want that no more. All that kind of stuff, I think when you're younger, that really appeals. And I still love the look of, them big country trucks. I still love the look of them, but in terms of practicality for me, because even when I'm trying to reach something in the back, like I have to stop and get some gas for the generators, right? And so when I go to open the back of the truck in order to try to get the gas tanks out of there, I can't reach nothing. Because they're going to slide along the floor. I'm going to have to pull out this truck. This particular truck has a thing where you can pull out the center of the gate, and then it'll give you a step to step up on, and then you can get up on the gate of the truck. I have to use that because, like, I'm tallish. So I can't reach nothing. So, yeah, I do like to be able to sit up high. I really do like that about it. And then, but I like my SUV also. And look, she tried to act up on me, y'all. She tried to act up on me, and she just don't even know that I will go and trade her in. Trying to show out on me. But I do prefer to sit up versus being low on the ground. And my SUV is like a happy medium, so it's not like a low rider, but it's also not, it doesn't sit up like this truck. Like I have to pull myself up to get up in this truck because the tires are tall. So but I do love driving it though. I really do. I guess I better get back to work. All right, thank you for coming in, Crystal. I appreciate you. So I like sitting up higher, just can't climb higher up, getting older. Exactly. And I haven't even got to those beautiful years yet. Like, and I still feel like, oh, over time, you know, I would definitely choose the middle level over trying to climb up in this thing. So it makes a lot of people feel safer, and people love the commanding view of the road by sitting up higher. Yeah. I probably am a little more confident up here than in my Geo Metro, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel a lot more comfortable being up in the truck. So I would definitely I would do it again though. I would do it again. I would still do it again and still have to climb up in the truck. I would do it all over again because I prefer being in the truck. But I still love my SUV. I just need her to act right, to cooperate. I took her to the dealership. Was that last year? It's probably, I don't know, it could have been 2021 when I took her to the dealership and, you know, got some things done. And, you know, you'll ask them to check out this, check out that. And then they come with this whole list of things. And they were fancy with it too, because they sent me a list and they were like, okay, all you have to do is like electronically check this. And if that's all you want done, then that's what we'll do. And so that's what I did. And I went straight to the section where they were talking about the motor and the transmission. I was like, that's what I want to see. If the motor is good and the transmission is good, she is staying with me for a while, because I don't like car payments like that. So I'm going to keep her as long as, like, if I'm riding on rims, listen, I'm going to keep her. I don't care about all of that other little stuff, like it don't look cute no more, and, you know, things are cracking, and you have to reach over sometimes because the door lock won't work on one side. Like all of that little annoying stuff, I don't care nothing about it. I don't care. It's just annoying. It's not going to stop the vehicle from going. So I don't even bother putting $200 in changing out a door motor. I'm just not going to do it. That's just not. I ain't going to do it. So I'll reach over and open up that door anytime it does not work. Everything on an Infiniti is high. Everything, every knob, everything is high on there. So as long as overall it's still doing good, and people can't even believe my car is that old. So they're like, dang, like this is a nice car. And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna ride her. We're gonna keep her riding for a while. I just don't want to get back into car payments and stuff. Didn't mean to come in here and change the topic. I'm about to go back to work, but I'll still be listening. It's all good. We were talking about a little bit of everything. Yeah, they are pricey when it comes to repairs, but I just like, I like, you know, foreigns better, just off of my life experience with having a lot of different cars. I just like I prefer those. And even and I buy them used. I don't ever buy them brand new. I always buy them used, so I get a much better deal. And then they'll end up going like the Honda. The Honda has well over 300,000 miles on it, and that's Eco Neighbor's baby. He loves it. Has well over 300,000 miles on it, and it's still driving. So I just prefer those. Hi, Pamela Wilson. How are you doing today? Welcome. Good to see you. But let's see. I decided to go from Escalade to a Lexus car a few years back, and now I'm deciding to go back big. I hate the low profile. Yeah, and the Lexus, like, that's like that sexy low profile. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I just prefer to be up. I just gotta be up. And that's why I wanted an SUV, because it was like the happy medium without me saying that I wanted a truck. It was just the happy medium. Yes, to the big trucks. Yeah. Yep, the big country ones. The country or the better. Yep. That's the one I want. Well, this is now. Okay. Oh no, not a come to Jesus meeting with the rooster. Yeah, the rooster. We're gonna have to have a come to Jesus meeting. So, you know, I've watched several things that said if you get the rooster and you hold them down, push their head to the ground for a couple of minutes, that literally gives you the power over them. It gives you the upper hand over them. And so that's why I said I need to get me a net so that me and him can have a meeting. So I'm going to capture his little tail and I'm going to show him who is the boss, because we're not about to keep on going, you know, we ain't gonna keep on going like we've been going, and then he thinks that he can jump on me every time. This is the only thing that I don't like. I'm fixing to go back to these trucks for a second. The only thing that I don't like when dealing with, you know, when I say I want it the country or the better, I don't like the ones that are so loud. They come through and they push the gas so that they could like be the biggest, loudest nuisance ever. Okay? I don't like that. Listen, y'all hear it? And there's plenty of them around here. That's the only part that I don't like. I don't mind you being loud, but there's levels. There's levels to it. And some of the people who come through our area, even out in the doggone country, some of the people who come out in our area, they have them so extremely loud, and they come through at 1-2 o'clock in the morning, just making all of this noise when you're trying to sleep. Like, I don't know, that's a little overboard for me. But I like them. I just don't. I'm just like, show a little respect to your neighbors. Yep, show dominance. Work with the hens also. I had to read up, so when I get them, I know what to do. I may do it when they come first day, so they know who's in charge, not the babies. You gonna get the babies. Urban Gardening Chronicles, I know you play no games, so, but leave the babies alone, sis, okay? Leave the babies alone. They already gonna be scared of you. Leave the babies alone. Don't be doing the babies like that. Show him a fry pan with oil in it. Your weekend gardener. Yes. You're right, Sonny. It's the opposite of being behind a truck or van and can't see ahead. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hi, Yankee sister. How you doing? Good to see you. but yeah, the rooster just needs a little, it's like when something is around, if a predator is around or whatever. Hi, October Opal. How are you doing? If a predator is around, then the rooster will let you know. Some of the hens, they'll also let you know. But when we feed him, we feed him, and when we can't even go into the pen without being attacked, like that's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, you getting the ready to lay pellets. I got you. Yeah, so you need to get them as soon as they get there. And then I saw it in action one day when the ducks, my sister had ducks. And so there was 3 of them. And so the 2 of them would be trying to gang up on the one, but that one was more dominant. And so it would jump on the backs of the other ones and then pin them down here. And I was like, oh yeah, that's it for real. That's how you do it for real. And once that duck had pinned them other 2 a couple of times, they would go on the other side of the pen away from that dominant duck. They wouldn't have anything else to do with them because they knew that duck was going to beat them up. So yeah, you have to follow exactly what the animals do. And that's what they did. So what Midnight Green said. Ooh. I prefer SUVs because I had found it uncomfortable or difficult to get out a car as I have matured in age. Yeah. The SUV has been, it has been. Crafty Mom. Hey, Crafty Mom. How are you doing? I need to email you. Because I have questions. I'm going to email you. I got, matter of fact, let me make a note, because email Crafty Mom Creations. I have questions. I'm going to email you today. So, what was I talking about? I forgot. But anyway, yeah, about the SUVs. Yeah, I love a SUV. Like, if I would still probably, for myself, for my everyday driver. Hi, Janet. How you doing, sis? Good to see you in the chat. I would, for my everyday driver, still choose a mid-size SUV. I like the mid-size one over like the CRV size. It's a better fit for me, the mid-size over the small SUV size. I got into I was on this thing one time. Hey, African Dreamer, how you doing, fam? Good to see you guys. I was in, hold on. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Yeah, that is African Dreaming. Whew. Without the glasses, Jesus, I be guessing good a lot of the times, though. For real. I really do. But I was on this thing at one point where I was like, because I had a old one of those, what they call the big body bins back in the days. I had one of those, right? That I also bought used, but it was fantastic. You know, like people with money, when they get rid of stuff, a lot of times it's for the most minute reasons, okay? And so the car was fine. The car, it was a decent car. And I thought I got it at a decent price. And then had the car for a long time. And so I was like, when we got ready to get rid of that car, I was so sad because I love that car. And at the time, we used to travel a lot. All right, Lisa, I'm gonna get with you later on today too, and catch you up on some stuff as well. But when we went, we would travel a lot, and that was like our travel car. We didn't necessarily want to like drive it all around town, but when we got ready to go somewhere, then that's the car that we would get in, because Eco Neighbor would be like, oh yeah, that Benz get down the road, okay? Meaning it drives really, really good on the open highway. And so that's what we would drive. That's what we would always drive. And we took that car, we were somewhere everywhere in that car. And so when we got rid of it, I was sad, and I was like, okay, you know, I know it's time. Stuff has started going wrong with it now, and I know it's time to get rid of it. But I think I want another one. And so I went to start. He was like, okay, you know, which one you want? And I was like, I don't think it really matters much to me. But then when I went and actually started looking and started driving them, Unimported Homestead, how you doing, fam? Good to see you. When I started actually like test driving those cars, I realized what the difference was between the C class, the E class, the S class. I started to understand then what the difference was. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna want that one. I'm not gonna want this one. I know that if I'm going to go for any one of them, there's a certain Mercedes SUV that is like $80,000. That's the one that I like. And I'm just like, we just ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. And so that's why I ended up getting the Infiniti, because I'm just like, I can't see it. I really can't see it. Probably if like I had money, if I had enough money to just buy it, to just pay $80,000 and buy it, then I would be like, okay, yeah, I can afford this. But I don't know. I don't feel like for me that paying $1,000 a month on a car payment, I just can't see it. I just can't see it. All right, take care. Take care. You have expensive taste like me, and I can't help it. And I can't help it. And I was open. I really was. I was wide open. Like, you know, hey, let me drive the C class. Let me drive the E class. Let me drive, you know, the other one. I already drove an older S class, so I knew that those drew. I knew that those drove very, very good. It was a luxury car. It was a luxury type of ride. Hi, David. You was chatting earlier and the screen was buffering. What's up with that? I don't know. I don't know, David. Yep, have a 2019 ML350 SUV and an E320 and an Audi A4, all used, but you got to be careful which series that you get. Yeah. And then one of my friends just got like the one, well, she got the coupe version of the one that I wanted. I like a 4-door car, but she got the coupe version, like the AMG. Like, that baby is sweet, but I'm just like, nah, not me, because I like to do other things like buy a house. I still don't have a house. I'm like, you know, I'm in an RV right now, so you're gonna cost more than my living quarters. Nah. Oh yeah, I think the Porsche is sweet too. Um, I like that Cayenne. I don't know which one it is. I think that one is the coupe. I really like that one. But they're like 50 grand used. Yeah, yeah. It's a certain one, and I know it when I see it. I just don't know like what the name of it is. But it's like my taste is like rich people cars, but I ain't no rich person, so I don't ever get them. I just look at them and I admire them from a distance. I admire them from a distance, and I never make any moves. But I don't know. Maybe one day, maybe one day, I'll be able to buy one. Yeah, this is the second live. The other one was I don't know what happened to my screen. I don't know what happened. But yeah, yeah, spend that money on land. Exactly. 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 Um I like that cayenne pepper. Damn them cars. I know that's right. I know that's right. That's why, Dave, I was telling them earlier, I was like, I'm going to drive that car until that baby is... By the time I get finished with it, it's going to have been used. It's going to have really, really been used. Hey, Planter Garden TV, how you doing? Cayenne pepper, yep. I've been told by my mom that I have expensive taste since as a child. Yeah, like you can't help it. If it's in you, it's in you. If it's, hi Brenda Childs, how you doing? If it's in you, it's in you. And my little Gigi was like, I don't want none of these fancy cars or nothing. I guess little Gigi is like, look, I need to be able to take this thing and like just gun it with no thoughts about anything else. But yeah, I just they last longer though to me. And so that's why I always end up getting like a foreign car, because I like to keep my cars. I guess I get attached, I guess, to this is my car, this is my ride, and you know, I take care of it, and I don't know. I guess I get attached, and I don't like change that much when it comes to cars, because then too, on top of that, it's like when you get ready to buy another car, and particularly if you are buying used cars the way we do, we want those things to like be working good. We want them to be able to last for a long time. Luckily, my husband been working on cars since he was a teenager. So his uncle is still a mechanic to this day. And so he knows a whole lot about cars. So that has saved us a whole lot of money. Don't like being tracked by the new car. Yes, did y'all hear? They're gonna put the breathalyzers in the car in like 2026. They're gonna put like kill switches, I think is what they call them, in the cars. And so if it detects alcohol on you, it'll stop your car. It won't allow your car to go. I ain't saying that right there is a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing to stop somebody from getting behind the wheel if they've been drinking. But to me, it's more of, that's just another way for them to step into taking away our freedoms, you know. It's like every little thing that they do, they start off as something so innocent, that control, right? It starts off as something so simple and so innocent, and then it seems like it's for the better good of the people, right? That part, that's wrong, because most people aren't drunk drivers. It's taking your rights. Exactly. Yankee sister, that right there is a magnificent point. What if this thing malfunctions and is detecting something, just like a breathalyzer can malfunction, and it can give you a false reading? Now, in the state of Florida, I be reading like the statutes and stuff like that, okay? So, right, good for everyone crap. People do, David, go along with bad behavior. They prefer it. They feel more comfortable. They feel more comfortable being lied to. That makes them feel better in general. If you look at the way what people react to, you'll see that they really prefer the liars, and they think that the people who are telling them the truth are the actual liars. They prefer that. And that's what people follow, and that's what people go along with. So, yeah, very sheepish. Very, very sheepish. But that's really, in general, that's what happens. The majority of people are going to be followers, and they're going to see things totally opposite of what they really, really are. So, but they will do any little thing to impede on our rights as citizens, until the point where we're not going to really have any. We ain't going to have a whole lot of them left, because we have said yes to so much stuff. We have said yes to things that just made no sense. And then they make it so hard on us, because they'll put out these laws, and they write these bills and stuff for us, right? For us, for our benefit, right? They write these bills, and they stick all types of garbage inside of the bills that they're writing for our good. Man, I don't even want to get off on this. I really don't even want to get off on this. But that's what they do. They stick all types of crap. They put money to the side for everything except for feeding our homeless people, instead of taking care of our veterans the way that they're supposed to be taking care of our veterans. I see way too many veterans that are not getting what they should be getting, the basics of care. They're not getting it, but yet they're putting in millions and sometimes billions of dollars for other countries to bring other people over here while turning certain people away. They're doing all types of just nonsense that's going to be taking away. And then we're not even going to get on well, our local from this state. We ain't going to even get on them. But we just say yes to any and everything, and they're getting more and more control over us. And then now you got, I cannot even, it's so hard for me to even fathom, for me to even understand how you can have people walking around here talking about banning our protection. So you want to leave the people who are already dominating you, controlling you, mistreating you, killing your kids. You want to leave them armed, but you want us to be unarmed? Or is this for real? David, I wish I could pin that. Most can't tell truth from fiction. People prefer to be lied to. They love people who lie to them and deceive them. They love it. I always lease my vehicles, and I currently have a Subaru. However, due to the economy, I'm thinking about purchasing this one at the end of the contract. Okay. I've never leased one before, but yeah, I still have to fight for my veterans care. Um, Hold on. Let me go back. Who said that? Yeah, still gotta fight for the basic care. A veteran shouldn't have to ask for ish in this country. Do y'all hear me? I mean that to the bottom of my soul. A veteran should not have to ask for a single thing in this country. I got a lot of military family, okay? And some of the younger ones still going to serve our country. And when they can't get the basic things that they're supposed to have, the basic care, the mental health care, and whatever else that they need, making sure that they have housing, all of that type of stuff. And I know some people are too far gone. Please don't take me the wrong way when I say you can't help everybody, because that's the truth. And I know people don't like to hear it, but that's the truth. You really cannot help everybody. But they can be doggone sure making a whole heck of a lot better effort to make sure that our veterans are taken care of. People love lies more than the truth. Amen. They love it. They love it. Absolutely nothing. Treat our vets better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Treat them better. I hate to say it, but most people on YouTube are gullible. Oof. It gets deep. It gets deep, David. It gets deep. It gets very, very deep. But I'm telling you that out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Yeah. And then you end up out here. It's like especially in Tallahassee, you end up driving down the road, and then you're seeing all of these people. You're seeing all of these people who are homeless, who you know good and well. And you can look at some of these people and just tell, like, that person didn't used to be like that. They still trying their best. They're trying their best to try to fit in over here after they have been sent over to fight for these goods, to fight these wars over these resources. Because let's keep it real. If you keep on looking, if you seriously take real looks, all of that stuff that we were fed about them starting wars and why the wars were going to be started was bullshit. It was bull. And then you got my family over there and on the front lines. Listen, my family has been there. I don't know about y'all. But my family has been there. My family has had to be the ones to putting together care packets to send, to make sure, to try to make sure that our family members over there in those places were having a little something to give them a little bit of comfort. to give them a little feel of home. It's not fun to wonder if you're going to be coming, if your loved one is going to be coming back over here in a dang on box. It's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling. So I don't know. That gets to me. That really does something to me. Now, if there's a reason that we need to be fighting, then damn it, let's fight. If there's a reason we need to be fighting. But the lies and the manipulation, that does something to me. That really does something to me. When we just be lied to and we be eating it up. We just be eating it up, man. And I know some of the stuff that happened in terms of, I ain't gonna talk about that, but different types of protests and rebellions and all of that stuff. I know that it feels harsh, but it has to happen. Because, see, we can keep on marching and ain't jack fixing to happen. Ain't nothing about to change. We can keep on marching. But until, there has never been a society that was won by people marching. There's never been any type of behavior that has been changed by people marching. At some point, there's got to be some action behind your words. If there's no action behind your words, then people are going to be like, come on, Auntie Ellen. You only get tired feet marching. That's it. At some point, you're going to have to put some words. And now we're on this grab the cell phone and record. I don't care how bad it is, just record it. We're recording so much that we don't even interfere to help someone who is having their brains beat out in front of us. I saw these people sitting up here recording this guy kicking an elder in her chest, in her face. A woman, and this is a man, kicking an elder. And nobody did nothing. They sat there and they recorded so that they could put it on the internet and go viral. While this dude is up there kicking an elder. Nobody did nothing. And I ain't built like that, so I don't even understand that. I don't understand how you can sit there and see somebody being harmed and you're just videoing. I don't understand. I just wasn't made like that. Hold me back, Lord, and don't ever let it happen in front of me. Please don't let it happen in front of me, because probably ain't gonna be no holding me back. I can't sit there and record. We watched a man kill a man on live, though. Yes. And did nothing. Here's the thing. It's used to, thank you, Janet, thank you. And then they put it up there to desensitize you to it. Thank you, Triple Threat, for handling that. They do that, and they desensitize you to it. And like, what's the deal, y'all, with all of the what's the deal with all of the friends? Let's talk about it for a minute, and then I'm gonna go because I still got more clothes to wash. But let's talk about it for a minute. Let's see. Urban Gardening Chronicle said, I hear you, but if we help, we will get the same help. Will we get the same help if the roles were reversed? So I'm prone to not get involved. Don't matter to me. Don't matter to me whether somebody decides that they're going to come to my rescue or not. Because first of all, for me, I'm going to do anything and everything in my power to defend my castle, okay? My castle meaning this. I'm going to do everything in my power to defend. So if somebody does decide to help, that's just icing on the cake, because I'm telling you, I'm going for mine. I'm going for mine. Not going to be a victim. Not if I can help it. Most of these people are asleep. They are naysayers, non-believers. It's truly sad the way this country treats our people. My family has been in the military. To date, I still agree with Muhammad Ali. It is what it is. People don't want to be free. They want to be enslaved. But they want to talk. They want to call. They want to try to make it seem like, you know, our boy is crazy. But hey, if don't nobody stand, nobody will. It's like you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of everything. I'm constantly on guard. Yeah, crafty mom. I mean, because you have to be. You have to. You literally have to be. That's what I did that live on situational awareness. You gotta be. You gotta constantly be on guard. That's why, like, when I'm sitting here, that's why I ain't looking directly in the camera. I'm constantly looking around, seeing who is moving. I'm seeing who is moving. Like, knowing what's happening around me. I got it to where I can see this way, I can see that way, I can see in the front. And as you can see, I can see in the back. So, I don't know. But you have to be the type where you're willing. Because see, everybody else is not willing to get involved. So if you're not one that's willing to get involved, then you're just falling into what everybody else is. Yeah, gotta watch some surroundings. Not afraid of everything, but cautious. Yeah. Yep. You better be cautious. Yep. Yes, auntie, keep that head on a swivel. But we the crazy ones who are alert and awake. Yeah. We them crazy ones. Kanye West isn't all the way crazy. At some point, victimization is a choice. Janet, you must be my soul sister. You must be my soul sister. So you gotta be. I just don't say it to other people because other people can't handle the truth. I just honestly, other people can't handle the truth. They don't want to hear that. You, at some point, you make a decision as to how people are going to treat you. If you just continuously take it, then you get what you get. I never used to be like that, but my husband was a police officer and he made me like this. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Hey, Sapphire Diamonds and Pearls, how are you doing? How is the leader of Ukraine? How is the leader of Ukraine here in DC? And his country is on fire. Loud. He got to draw the line in the sand at some point, don't you, crafty mom? And You make a decision. See, I think what a lot of people are still stuck on is like the division of it all, right? So they want to make sure that black and white people are against each other, right? They want to make gay and straight people against each other. Now they're strongly entering the trans phase. Make sure that everybody is against the trans people, when we don't even understand how we as individuals, we are not the enemies of each other. We have a common enemy, and we should be the ones that are sticking together to fight against that common enemy. And y'all know who the common enemy is. Nobody's hiding anything from you. But when people like Kanye start to speak out, when they start to tell the truth, all of us attack the person who's telling the truth. Why is that? Why are we attacking the people who are telling the truth? Was he not the victim in all of that? They can't get right. Right. Like the guy on Martin was called. Right. They just can't get right. Divide and conquer. That's what they've been doing, the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over for hundreds of years. They've been using the same thing against us, and it's continuously the same game. They have been dividing us so that they can conquer us forever. And for some reason, we ain't seeing it. Why are we not seeing it? Why are we not understanding that me looking like this and somebody else looking like they looking is not the problem? The problem is the ones who are pulling the puppet strings. It's not us. It's not individuals. But those in power are the ones against each other. Look at what's going on in selecting House Speaker. Listen, it's too much. And all of this is, every time something like that happens, I start looking like, what's really going on? That's not a problem. What is really going on? What is being hidden from the people? See, they are using that in order to get your attention, in order to get your focus off of what laws that the slimy laws that they are writing and slipping, passing right up under our nose. What is really happening when the House Speaker is all into this fight? That's why I don't even focus on it. I want to know what's really going on behind that. What are you trying to hide when you put in the media certain cases that are horrible, but you had the same thing happen with 15 other people? Why did this one get attention at a certain time? Okay, timing is everything. Why did this one get attention at a certain time when you had the same stuff that's been going on and on and on, the same stuff? Why at this time? Why right now are you putting attention on this? What are you trying to hide? What is it that you're trying to hide? Should be all of our questions. Sleight of hand. Don't let the left know what the right is doing. Thank you, David. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. That divide and conquer has gotten to be an old tactic, not right now. But guess what, Miss Pamela? It's still working. Why? Because we don't want to think outside the box. We don't want to think outside the proverbial box. We want to continue to do the same stuff. We want to continue to be comfortable. We want to continue to feel like we're comfortable. Even when you feeling like you're comfortable, you're not. You're controlled. They did this show called The Colonies. Did y'all see that on Netflix? The Colonies. If you haven't, you might want to see it. It might be something that is important to be high on your list. If you haven't seen The Colonies. They tell us what some of the stuff that's going to happen around us, but we prefer to be safe. We don't want to be afraid. We don't want any of that stuff. We just prefer to feel comfortable. This false sense of comfort. That's what we prefer. Meanwhile, we're fighting amongst each other. Oh, the banks are buying up all the land. Not only the banks, people coming from other countries buying up all our land. The elites are buying up all of our huge tracts of land to push their agendas, to make sure that we don't have access to that land. That's why I keep saying to people, I don't care if it's a quarter acre, if it's a sliver of an acre, buy it. If you see it, buy it. A lot of us be talking about what we can't do, but we can. I'm still seeing land in country places that's going for. My phone got hot. It got hot, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. My phone got overheated. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me go and see. Oh my God. Okay, I think that's the last thing that y'all heard. Let's see. David say you too, y'all haters. Hi, Roots to a Garden. How are you doing? What LF73 say? You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Exactly. Exactly. Gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. I promise. I promise. Distractions are keeping people from seeing what's going on in plain sight. Yeah. Literally in plain sight. They hide. They hide the truth from you in plain sight. But it's up to us to start looking. Start looking. Start paying attention. Is that a survivor style show? No, it's not. If you're talking about the colonies, if you're still referring to the colonies, no, it's not a survivor like the show Survivor. No, it's not like that. It's more of an what they call those things, an EMP hit. Well, yeah, okay, if you're talking about Survivor in that way. So an EMP hit type of thing, and then you're having to figure it out, you know. This is where prepping comes in, and I know a lot of people don't prefer the term or whatever, but it is what it is. It's just about preparedness. Why that Bud Light van next to you? Because I turned around out of the sun and there was like this big parking space right here, and I was like, that'd be nice to look at, the Bud the Bud Light truck. That's fun to look at. But dystopian, that's a movie too. Let's see what else. But yeah, you know, they doing all of this, and it's right in our face, and then we're not stepping outside of, we sitting up here watching NBC, Fox News with they nonsense and rhetoric and bullshit, sitting there watching that stuff, right? And NBC, CBS, MSNBC, all of them, they feed you what they want you to believe. That's what they do. They feed you what they want you to believe. And if you're not stepping outside of that stuff and going to search for yourself, you're never going to see the things that the others of us see. You were saying to buy that little sliver. Yes, buy that sliver of land if you can find that sliver. Because here's the one thing that we understand. Don't let you find out. Here's the one thing that we understand as having bought different sizes of properties, okay? The one thing that we understand is that whether you have a sliver or whether you have 100 acres, people gonna be around regardless. We out here in the middle of the doggone country, and people will still slip themselves right down past our no trespassing signs. Hey, neighbor. They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll do it. Back in 05, was it 05? Was the last 05 or 6, 7? Okay, it was back in the early to mid 2000s. That's the last time we had cable. Because I wanted my children to search for things. I wanted them to search for what they wanted to see. You want access to water when buying land. And guess what? Know where all the water is around you. If you can't find a property, like in Florida, like I said, land is very high in the state of Florida. So if you can't find a piece of land that has some water already on it, ride around where you're looking for the land and look and find where all the little lakes and ponds and anything that you can see. Look, I got an antenna since 2014. Eco Neighbor made one back when we stopped with the whole cable thing. He made one. You do, but you can dig a pond and dig a well. You can do all that. You can do all that. We have, this is the beautiful part, is that we have YouTube University at our disposal right now. Look what I keep by me all the time. Something to write with, something to write on. Taking notes. Always taking notes. Because if we get to the point where like some real bad stuff happens in our society, have your notes. I've been filling up journals for years on things. Get that land, stop with the excuses. Get it. Get the little pieces. Because no matter what you got, no matter what size land you got, people coming. People are still coming. When we were on the third of an acre, this man had his half an acre next door to us, and guess what he did? He still came onto the third of an acre. It's people out, the people that are surrounding us, they got more land than we got. But they still make their way over to say hello. Pass your no trespassing signs, etc. Because they feel like they have the right. So, you know, you just have to make your area, make your space what you want it to be. Every single time we buy a land or we buy a house, whatever it is that we buy, right? Every single time, our goal is to make it our own tropical paradise. That's our goal every single time. The plan never changes. Out there in the country with the werewolves and the snakes and all of this stuff, guess what we're doing? We putting in our palm trees. We gonna dig at some point. Everything is going to come after we get this housing situation, okay? We got to get that right first. But once we get that, our goal is still the same. It's never changed. The first one that we bought was a half-acre lot. We cleared it off. We put a mobile home there, and we made it like nothing you've ever seen. That's what we did. That was the first time. The second time, we in the middle of an area where they just cut down all of the trees. The only thing that was left down there was some pecan trees. That's it. That's all you had. It was just every other yard had a pecan tree. All the rest of the trees, everything else, they cut them down. They cut all of it down. But then, here we come. Putting in palm trees, putting in all these beautiful crepe myrtles, putting in butterfly bushes. Like, here we come. Because one thing we're going to do is we're going to make home. We're going to make it home. Folks was stealing timber off our land in Texas. And it wasn't just random as well as a well-known company. Listen, they have plans. And so this is what kills me. I'm like, people are steadily plotting around you, but you want to be asleep. You want to keep your eyes closed. People are constantly plotting around you. The people that mess with kids, typically the family knows who they are. Typically they're members of the family. But you want to keep your eyes closed though. You want to keep your eyes closed. You want to keep your eyes closed. You got to get out of it. You got to break away from it. You got to know that if you continue to do the same thing that you've been doing, you're going to continue to get the same results. But there's so much more at stake right now. Your neighbors will steal timber because they don't see you around. Exactly. And that's why we used to make this long drive out here. We used to make this long drive coming from where we were staying in Tallahassee, so that we could work on this land, but so that we could just randomly pop up. And that's why we started putting cameras out there all over before we could even get out there, because we knew that as soon, hey everyone listening while working, hey Gina, because we knew as soon as we started to do anything on that land, people were going to see that and they're going to start coming. We knew it. It never fails. It never fails. It happens that way every single time. And so we went We would come out here after Eco got off of work. We would come out here, taking this long drive. We would go out there. We would cut some stuff down. If it just meant that day, all we were going to do is snip some stuff with the loppers or just cut down one pine tree for the day. That's what we were going to do. We were going to get back in the truck and we were going to book out. And that's what we did for months. We did that for months. Let me see. Yep. We did that for months because we knew that people were coming. We knew they were coming. And then when we would be out there, people would come out and some of them would pass by. Some of them would just be honest. Like it was this one lady in particular down the street. She said, hey, she introduced herself and she said, I'm just being nosy. And I was like, cool, I like nosy people. You know what I'm saying? I like nosy people. And so, you know, I haven't seen her again in a while. But I'm telling you're not going to stop people from coming, whether you have a small piece or whether you have a large piece. So if you can get those small pieces, if it takes you everything that we used to do, we used to just save up for it. And it felt like things were so much more affordable at the time where we could actually take a couple of months, save up some money and buy whatever it was that we wanted. But now we in the swipe era, and just, you know, people just swimming in debt because we're in a swipe era. Tiny Texas Garden, hello, how are you doing? And so it's like nothing belongs to us anymore because everything that we got, it's like somebody can just come and take it if you don't pay the bill. And at the end of the day, we don't own nothing anyway. We don't really own nothing. Let us stop paying taxes on this land and see what happens. Somebody gonna have a little field day. And now we done put in all of this infrastructure money. We done put in our money for all of this stuff. And then just to give them doing backstrokes in debt today. Yeah. Yep. Now, how is that right anywhere? Where you can pay for something and it be yours, supposedly, but somebody can still come and take it from you just because you don't continue to give them. And I saw this one guy recently, I guess over the last year or two. He was fighting, saying that it was his right not to pay taxes after he had paid for his property. And I'm like, are you willing to take the chance of just not having the property just to prove a point? But he was willing to take the chance to prove that point. And guess what they did? Still took his property. All of it. So what I was saying was, make your area, whatever your area is, make your area home to you. When we went out to High Fabrication TV, how are you doing? Out to look for land. We were like, okay, let's see what type of trees have been planted out here. Let's see what's been growing out here. That'll tell you a lot. And when we start seeing all those citrus trees and things, not the citrus, the cypress. I'm saying citrus. See, citrus always on my mind, Lord Jesus. Citrus always on my mind. But when we started seeing all those cypress trees planted out there, and we seeing these rows of pines, we like, they had a plan. They had a plan for this land. They had a plan for it. So we were like, maybe there's something that we can do to continue what they had planned. They obviously saw something. They had a vision for it. So now it's our turn. When we bought the third house, guess what we did? We made our little tropical paradise. Again, made our little tropical paradise. When people used to come to our backyard for parties, people wanted to have weddings in our backyard because we would make it to where you didn't want to leave when you got there. You didn't want to leave when you got there. And no matter where it was at, we're going to make that thing to where it's comfortable. You're going to want to pull up a chair, grab you a beer, grab you a glass of wine, kick your feet up, and listen to some music, and let's talk and tell some lies, sit up under the tree, and just enjoy each other. Enjoy each other's company. Even when we weren't comfortable. Even when we weren't comfortable. Even when we were in a place where we didn't necessarily want to be. We still did everything in our power to make our little environment be as comfortable as possible. So we were going to enjoy it. It's not comfortable in no doggone RV. It is not. It's not comfortable in no RV. However, I could be in a tent, or I could be on a sidewalk, not having anywhere to go. Not having anywhere for my children to be able to come and sit down and have a little dinner. I could be in that type of situation. So you have to just count your blessings. No matter how frustrated I get, I'm always going to stop and be like, count your blessings. Because there's somebody out there who wishes they could have afforded to get this RV off of that lot. Something going on with my stream, y'all. Has anyone heard about the new law about water rights in the U.S.? Talk about it on another platform, but need to check it out myself. I mean, there's so much happening. I'm not sure what you're talking about. It could be due to the whole Mississippi thing drying up, but I don't know. Got to always make your situations the best it can be, always. Long as I live, my first love. What you know about that, David? Gratitude will get you far. It will. Everything y'all working for will come to pass. GG, just keep grinding, fam. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other way, African dreaming. Ain't no other way. The one thing that will set you apart from most people, the one thing that will set you apart from 80% of people is your willingness to keep on pushing, to keep on fighting, to keep on moving forward, to keep on going after what you want. Even when stuff does not go right, The one thing that's going to set you apart. How you doing, Southern Life? The one thing that's going to set you apart is your willingness to continue to move, put one foot in front of that other. That's one thing that's going to set you apart. I know I missed somebody. I'm sorry, and hello if I missed you. I apologize. Checking in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. We up here in near the Tallahassee area. So welcome. It's so good to see you. Where is Lakewood located? Where is it near? But you have to be willing, even when everything around you seems to be crumbling. You got to be willing. Thank you, Auntie Ellen. Keep kicking that can. Ooh, oh, Sarasota area is beautiful. It's beautiful down there. I love it. I love it. I hope you all didn't get hurt too bad. I hope you didn't get hurt too bad with this last hurricane came through. But yeah, you got to keep on kicking that can forward. You have to. If you want any sense of comfortability in this life, that's what you have to do. Because this system ain't set up for us. It's not set up for us. It's set up to keep you paying this government. You already know. We from Fort Myers, but after Ian, we had to relocate. I hope you all got settled well. Sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad you got out of there with your life. I'm so glad. Glad to see you in the chat today. But y'all, you got to do something different if you want something different. There's just no other way. This is to keep you paying this government. Everything that they do is to keep you enslaved to them. So if you don't take a little piece of your life back by saying, let me get a piece of this land. I honestly, now this is just me, okay? I'm just speaking because this is my channel and I can say what I want to say, all right? I don't believe in this whole American dream thing. That is designed to keep you enslaved. I believe that you should do as much differently as possible. So that means if everybody is buying $1 million houses, buy a $200,000 house instead. And guess what? Your money is going to be able to go so much further because you're going to have a sense of freedom because you're having extra money left over instead of being indebted to $1 million house. You're going to be able to do some different stuff. The problem is most of us can only afford bad areas. The good areas, you got to be a millionaire. And you're right about that. And you're right about that. Our rent is like, here is like $2,000 a month. And that's on rent. And that's on rent. So just imagine if you can find a place in the country outside of the city. See, this is where it comes in, where we got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You think we want to make 2-hour drives to Tallahassee? That wasn't our goal. That was never our goal, to make 2-hour drives to Tallahassee. But go and find 20 acres in Tallahassee. Go find it. Go find 20 acres in Tallahassee. And if that you can afford to buy, go for it. Go for it. We moved to the country and had to come back to the city. You got to do what works for you. I used to have, hold on, where is it? Come back. Okay, I used to have on paid off poor area. We had to deal with so much crime and ended up having to rent somewhere else. Listen, your peace is everything. Your peace is everything. If you can't be at peace, get out. There ain't nothing to discuss. If you can't be at peace where you lay your head down, get out. I didn't even think about all right, take care, Yankee sister. I can't even remember whose live stream I was on, but he was saying, you know, if all you have to leave your space or to leave your city is a couple of boats to leave the city where you are, you're in trouble. And so when we moved to the area, we were looking at, okay, how do I get to Tallahassee? Let me find at least 2 ways that I can get to Tallahassee. Let me find a way that I can get to Georgia. Let me find a way that I can get to Alabama. We wanted to know all of the ways that we could get to at least 3 states, okay? Because when stuff starts going crazy and everybody is trying to go in one direction, everybody is trying to go in the same direction, you're going to be in a bad situation. That's why I don't want to really go further south, because I need to be somewhere where I can escape. As much as I love Tampa, Orlando, as much as I love, as much as it's beautiful, Venice, as much as all of that is beautiful, if your only way of leaving is by jumping on a boat and you're having to wait on the next one before you can get out of there. It took me back to I Am Legend. I know all of y'all probably saw that movie. I watched that movie over and over and over again. Before I even knew anything about pandemics and all of that stuff, I would watch I Am Legend over and over and over again. David, you said Texas different. Folks get along. You know what? In the area that we're in, people pretty much get along. And I was like, okay, what are you doing? Oh, okay. He got on the Budweiser shirt. So I was trying to see what this dude was doing, kind of pulling up in front of this Bud Light truck over here. I kind of got it blocked off, but he got on the Budweiser shirt, so he all right. But people are a whole lot friendlier here than I anticipated. So it's like you go into some of these country stores, like let's keep it real for a hot second, right? When you black in America, you have to prepare yourself for every single door that you walk into, because you don't ever know, particularly when you're in some of these little country towns, you don't ever know what you're gonna get when you walk into some of these places. And I have been pleasantly surprised with going into some of these places. Now, I go to so that I can know where I can go. And it's a shame that this is the way that we still have to be. But this is real. This is for real. We have to think about and consider every door we get ready to walk into. How are people going to act towards us? How are people going to treat us? And so being in this small area, I'm just like, wow. Whoa, I like it here. I like it over here. Like, it's really cool. I think we've only had maybe one bad experience where, you know, people are just how they are. Hi, Grand Acres. Hi, Healing Means. How you doing? How you doing, Grand Acres? And that's just the reality of where we live, okay? Friendly is all at face value. When you turn your face, yeah. That movie scared the crap out of me. It seems so real. Yeah, Texas and Florida, different breed, but deep south still. 1865. Okay. Hello, everyone. Just joined the live stream, listening to get caught up on the conversation. Y'all thinking like survivors. We have to. African dreaming. We have to. It's like we can stay here. No, I live in Florida. I don't know anything about Texas. I live in Florida. For the most part, people are friendly. Yeah. For the most part, people are friendly around here. And I like that. You know, I really enjoy that. I'm going to my different little places. I'm going to my different little stores. It was this one little feed and seed store. I had, you know, we end up being traumatized by a lot of stuff that happens to us. And so we assume that if we see anything that looks like what traumatized us, it's the same. But it's not necessarily. And so that's why I'm more willing to give places a chance. Like there's this one little feed store that's around here, and I was looking at this feed store like, because I grew up in Georgia, okay? I was sitting there looking at this feed store like, I really don't want to walk into this feed store, because if some of the same kind of stuff is still happening like what used to happen when I was younger, trying to get some fertilizer, then I'm never going in another feed store again, okay? Because that's what trauma does to you, okay? And so we went to, I was sitting in this parking lot, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in this feed store. And I went in this feed store, and I'm just met with just friendly, kind people who treated me just like a human being, you know? David, you a mess. Don't you take on and off your black title. But I went in that store, and I'm talking to this guy, works in there. He probably is the owner of the store, but we talking, and we end up 45 minutes later just talking and just talking and just talking. And I'm like, how hard is it? Like, it is so, one thing that I discovered is that it is so hard to put this frown on your face versus just letting a smile naturally flow. It's so hard to just be mad and stay mad. That thing is hard. But to just be free, be happy and free, it don't take much. It don't take much at all. So then guess what I do? I'm like, okay, family, I done checked out this one. Y'all can go over there. You can go to that store. I checked it out. It's sad, but it's real. So you have to get out. You have to research. You have to check areas. You have to check stores. You have to check, environments and neighborhoods. Look at how people look at you when you ride through. They everywhere. Grand Acres, they everywhere. I grew up in the South, but now live in SoCal. All right. I definitely miss Southern hospitality, common courtesy, but it's kind of okay. I got to learn Spanish for real. No tea, no shade, but for real, for real. Yeah. Yeah. As a Hispanic who lived in rural Alabama, I know what you mean about the trauma. Yes, it's real. It is real. I struggle with rural areas after living in Alabama. Yeah, that trauma is real. So what you do is true. I can't hold a grudge, but I quickly dismiss a person. Thank you. Goodbye. Because you won't be messing with my peace. That's for sure. You got to go to the Piggly Wiggly and talk to the staff. Listen, there's this one Piggly Wiggly in this city outside of Tallahassee called Quincy, Florida. That's my Piggly Wiggly that I go to. Okay. You'll hear me. Yeah. Dismiss them. Don't let people mess with your peace. And the faster you dismiss them, the faster you can get back to being peaceful with yourself and with others around you. Yep. Who was that? African Dreamer earlier said you have to teach people how to treat you. That's been one of my mottos forever. Oh, I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. You're not gonna just treat me any type of way. This one lady said to me, because I had a question for her about one of my children. Okay. And she said, oh, I treat all kids the same. I treat them just like I treat my kids. I said, that's not good enough. I don't know how you treat your kids. I treat mine a certain way with respect. So if you treat your children differently than that, it's not going to be good enough for us. You're not going to be around my kids. Be traumatizing my kids because you think it's okay to traumatize yours? Nope. 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 We ain't doing it. I came back to South Florida. The only thing taking my peace here is the rent. Yes. Listen, North Florida is the place. You ain't going to be paying $2,000 for rent, but you're going to have to be in the country. You're going to have to be in the country. But, depending on how many family members that you got, you can make some stuff work. You can really make some stuff work. People that work in a store called Piggly Wiggly, you become that side. David. David. Let's see. Opal, go to live. I think you may be behind. Yeah, she probably is behind reading, starting from the beginning. Right? Don't you think? Wait a minute. Don't you think you're gonna do me how you do everybody else? Right. Right. I want to go to Panama City Beach in a squatted truck, blasting Jason Aldean. I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. You ever eat at a Jack's drive-thru in Alabama? They southern food so good, I risk getting hanged out there for it. Oh man, I don't know if I'm that bold, but you know, I don't know if I'm quite that bold. David said, "Mouth will say anything." Oh my God, you a mess. You have to demand respect, or you will get walked all over. David, there are some deep roots at the Piggly Wiggly. That's where you get the town dirt. When you go to Dothan, try Jack's. Okay. Good southern food. Listen, my mama could cook, so I'm gonna let you know whether they can cook or not. All right. Oh, Mrs. Queen, hey beautiful, how are you doing? Put some respect on my name. Exactly. I cut a woman up verbally in a peacefully deadly way. Folks around mouth dropped. Oh, I bet it did. Tasha, you just got that pretty little face, and I believe you could tear somebody up with them words. I believe you, sis. I believe you. I believe you. I need to get more slick like that with my words. My words be like they come straight. They straight shooter. They just be too straight. I need Tarsha, come and teach me how to really be slick with it. I don't know how to just be slick with it. I just know how to go hard with it. I'm just saying. Oh man. Oh, you said something then. Oh, you said something then. Pigs like mess, don't they? Oh my gosh, they do. They like mess. The biggest slap to the face is haters. The biggest slap to the face to haters is seeing you happy and prospering. So, be happy and prosper. All right? Be happy and prosper. All right, Miss Shirley. Take care, Miss Shirley. See you tomorrow. But that day God was with me because I wanted to lay hands. Ooh, I bet. I bet. But I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference when you do know how to stand for yourself, okay? Because you have so much, you have so many people, they just gonna try you just because they can. Just because they think they can, they're going to try you, okay? And this is just me, okay? Everybody ain't like me. I just feel like if you deal with things head on, like don't play around, go ahead and deal with things before they fester out of control. Step over haters just like you would dog poop. All right, Mrs. Queen. Step right on over them. Yep. But deal with them and then go on about your life. Go on back to your peaceful world and protect that at all costs. Because if you can do that, that's our only goal, is to make our little area, to make the area where we live as peaceable as it can be. So that's why we be like, don't come into our area. Go on down the road. Don't come into our area. Don't come bothering us. We ain't bothering nobody. We worked hard to get here, and we're going to defend it. Don't come over here. I'm out of water, y'all. I'm out of water. Ooh. Let me see. Yeah, Piggly Wiggly is the old school old school grocery store, David. It's the old school grocery store. They are one of the ones that actually still cook real food. And so that's why when I'm passing through there, if I want something to eat and I don't want to pay $14 for it, and I want it to actually be something that I recognize as real food, I stop in there and I get some real food. Yep, don't come messing with him. Don't come messing with us now. You might not like. Southern Life, thank you so much for the super sticker. We won't find peace in this world, but we can try. Listen, you do the best that you can. You do the best that you can in your little environment. You take your little bubble and you do the best that you can. That's all that we can do. And that's all that anybody can ask of you. Ooh. Uh-oh. Y'all. Okay, I just got an emergency. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I apologize. I have to go. But I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all. It might not be today, depending on what this is about, okay? But I gotta go, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you again, Southern Life. I really appreciate that. But I have to jump off, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye-bye.